In the following of the blog tutorials in Django, we're going to continue with our front end. And here, up to here, we've managed to complete up to this part of our base.html. And now we're going to continue. So this is our base.html, and we have created the head. And so we want to add the body tag. There we go. So the first thing we're going to add is the header, and these codes, in these codes we're going to use a lot of bootstrap, and it might be boring. You can copy and paste if you don't like to hear it from me. So, but I'm going to write them line by line and explain especially the parts that is related to the backend. And about the front end, it's mostly bootstrap and navbar and so on. So base.html, our main focus is on the navbar. So we're going to have a navbar containing the name of the blog or the brand of the navbar, and also a link to creating a new post. So first of all, let me put this in the next line, and here I'm going to add the class for the header. So the class equals to, so here what we're going to enter is header fixed top. So header and fixed top. And so the next thing we're going to do is the navbar, is to add the navbar tag. And again, for this one, we're going to use some bootstrap code, meaning that I'm going to, in the class, I'm going to use the imported bootstrap properties. So I've added those. There we go. And so up to here, inside of this nav, whatever we're going to do is about the navbar. So let me first create a div tag, div. And here I'm going to add the class again. So here in this class, I'm going to add the container Floyd. And so let me close this. And whatever we're going to do here, so let me make this closer to each other. So the next thing we're going to do is to add a link in the navbar for our title, so a link with the a tag. And here I'm going to use the class equals to, so here we're going to use the brand for our class, actually a navbar brand. So here in the navbar brand, you can either put the logo that you want, or you can simply write a name. So there we go. And then the next thing we should write is href. So we're going to give a link to our homepage. So here I'm going to write URL, and then I'm going to write home as the name of the URL. And then, so if you can remember, in our urls.py we had homepage, right? So it's, the name is home. This is related to our homepage where our blogs are going to be listed. So let's get back to base.html, and now let's close the a tag, and here write the name of whatever we want to write as the main page or home page. So I can write this my blog, and then I can save this. So instead of this title right here, instead of my blog, you can put in an image tag, and then you determine the source of that image, which is inside of your aesthetics folder. So you give, or your images folder, so you give a link to that address, and then you will determine what size your image must have, and then that will be the link to the home page. And not only that, it will also be a logo in your navbar, which makes it much more beautiful than just writing So you can do both. I've decided to write writing because our front end might become more boring at the time that you're writing, and you might not understand, because even right now we're having a lot of codes in the front end, and we're going to add a lot more. So let's continue. And so now what I'm gonna do is to add another bootstrap code for the button. And so here we are, and I'm going to explain what this is going to do. So here, this is again related to the navbar. The type is button. The database toggle is collapse, and you can see all of the other properties as well. A very, very long bootstrap inside of our button tag. And also we have a span, class navbar, toggler icon, and then we close the button tag. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to write this one. So now I'm going to add another div here for our another nav item. So let me write that here. So div, and so we have a class equals to, and here I'm gonna paste in again another bootstrap, and so I'm gonna close this div. And the next tag I'm going to add here is UL tag for our nav item. So UL class equals, and here we're going to have navbar, actually navbar nav. So let me remove this part, and nav, and then I'm gonna paste in the rest. So there we go. And then I'm going to close the UL tag. And the next tag I'm going to add here is the list item tag, li tag. So class again equals to, and here I'm going to add in the nav list. So nav item, actually nav item, and I'm gonna close this one too. And then we have the a tag for adding the link to our URL. So just the same as the other one, we're going to give it an href and also the name. So here, before that, I'm going to add first of all the class, which is equal to navlink active, and something else about the area current page. And then we will have the href equals to, and then here we're going to have give a link to our new post. So we're going to create that link later inside of our urls.py. So right now I'm going to add hashtag inside of this, and then we're going to complete it. And so here you can write add new post. So there we go. Let me scroll to bit here and see whatever we got. So we've opened the body tag and we've closed it. And by the way, we need something else to add here for the body, and that is placed after the body. That's related to the block body, related to Django template language. So I'm gonna close that part because we're going to have this navbar even when we head over to every one of the posts that we have. We want to have the navbar everywhere, so we're going to have this block body. So we're going to have to actually end this block body. So so we have it right here. Let me end this, and in between we need to have the blog content. So the blog content comes again over here, blog content, and then we need to add the blog content. So whatever it is, it's about the posts. So, and here I'm going to end the block over here, and there we go. So something else that I forgot to mention is that the body tag should be around this block, just the same as it was about the beginning. So body tag was before the block body, so this is also going to be after the end block body. So it's going to wrap around the block body. So that's it for our base.html, and in the next part of our tutorials we're going to focus on the home.html, and we're going to complete it so that we work on the block. So that's it for this part of our tutorial.